Well, unfortunately, when we speak of hard hitting these days, we think of Rand Paul supporters. And they didn't hit hard in the right ways. Of course, there was the blow up over a Move On activist, Lauren Valley, going to a Rand Paul event. She was going to put up a sign next to Rand Paul, and a couple of Rand Paul volunteers decided to stomp on her. And we showed you the video yesterday where they, of course, not only threw her to the ground, but then stomped on her head, literally, quite literally. Well, the guy involved in that is Tim Profit, and he's spoken to the press, but since he's not exactly what you would call courageous, when throwing down a young 23-year-old woman and stomping on her head, he seems like a tough guy. But when they asked him to go on camera, he said, no, I want to get my message out, but I want to hide my face. But you're going to understand why when you hear his message. He's going to blame her for the problem. He's not kidding. Let's watch this. Clip number 5.
When we spoke to Prophet, he asked that his face not appear on camera, but he wanted to defend himself.
She's a professional at what she does, and I think when all the facts come out, I think people will see that she was the one that initiated the whole thing.
Prophet claims he believed Paul was in danger from the woman and that he acted to protect the candidate, but the campaign has condemned Prophet's actions.
I put my foot on her, and I did push her down at the very end, and I told her to stay down. I actually put my foot on her I couldn't bend over because I have issues with my back.
Lexington police began an assault investigation identifying Prophet as a suspect.
Well, I'll just say it. If the police had done what they were supposed to do, it would never happen. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
And when asked if he would apologize to Valley,
I would like for her to apologize to me, to be honest with you.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. She should apologize to you for you stomping on her head. I literally don't get the logic, but I'm sure that, as we've said many times, they don't give a damn about logic. And you know what? The next time I crunch somebody's head with my foot, I'm going to demand an apology too, because sometimes that reverberates to my back, and I got back problems. And how did you like that excuse? I got back problems. That's why I couldn't bother to, lean down and punch her? So I had to use my foot instead. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, then I guess you're right. And he said, it's also the police's fault. And again, I'm like, wait a minute. Should the police have stopped you earlier from committing a violent assault on her? Or should they have committed the violent assault on her? Okay. And he thought Rand Paul was going to be in danger from that young 23-year-old girl that you saw it on the tape. Did she look like she was a menacing danger? And then was the danger not neutralized when you and your friends had thrown her to the ground and had her arms behind her back? It was not neutralized, and then you had to neutralize it further by stomping on her head. But to be fair to Tim, he's got a bad back, so I think, that girl, she should go ahead and apologize to him. Fair is fair. But he believes it. That's his mindset. He went on television to say she should apologize to him. Well, how are you going to reason with somebody like that? You're not going to reason with him. He thinks that his force is always justified. She had it coming.